This wasn't originally my story. It was told to me by someone who heard it directly, and they only told me one part. At the time, I didn't understand why. Now I do. Because you're not supposed to hear all of it, just the part that belongs to you. This goes back to 2004, 6th grade, field trip to the Griffith Observatory. About 40 minutes from our school, so they packed us onto one of those older district buses. Cracked vinyl seats, windows that rattled if you pushed them up too far. We didn't have our usual driver that day. This guy was a substitute. I remember one of the teachers standing by the door before we left, going over the route with him twice. He nodded the whole time, didn't say much. Late 50s maybe. Gray hair, clean shirt. Nothing about him stood out. Until we got on the road. He kept checking the rear-view mirror. Not quick glances, long ones, like he was watching us, waiting. About 10 minutes into the drive, once everyone had settled down, he spoke. "Hey," he said. "You kids like scary stories?" A couple kids said yes, then more. Then basically the whole bus. He smiled, but it didn't really reach his eyes. "I know one," he said, "but it's not really mine." No one reacted to that. At the time, it didn't mean anything. "It gets passed along," he added. A few kids chuckled. One of the teachers told him to keep it appropriate. He nodded. "Oh, it is." Then, after a short pause, "It just doesn't sound like it at first." I wasn't paying much attention. I had just gotten a Sony Walkman that week, so while everyone leaned forward, I put on my headphones. Right before the music started, I heard him say, "This was told to me by someone who said the same thing." And then I was gone. Music up, everything else out. The tape ran for about 20 minutes. When it clicked to a stop, I pulled my headphones off, and immediately, something felt wrong. The bus was quiet. Not normal quiet. No talking, no whispering, nothing. I looked around. Every single kid was sitting still, not moving, eyes open. Some staring straight ahead, others just looking down, like they were all thinking about the same thing. I turned around to Marcus. We'd known each other since 3rd grade. "Dude," I said, "what happened?" He didn't answer right away. He just looked at me, like it took him a second to recognize who I was. "He told us a story," he said. "Okay. What was it about?" His expression changed. Not scared exactly, just shut down. "Don't ask." I chuckled. "Why not?" He didn't respond. I tried a few other people. Same thing. Either silence or don't. That's when I noticed the driver. He wasn't talking anymore, just driving, but his posture was off. His shoulders were tense, and his eyes, they looked unfocused, like he wasn't really seeing the road. Then a horn blasted, loud, too close. The bus drifted slightly over the line, and a truck came into view. Someone screams. Then everything went black. When I woke up, I was still in my seat. The sky outside was bright blue, completely normal. But the bus wasn't. The front end was crushed, glass everywhere, kids crying, one of the teachers yelling for everyone to stay still. The driver was slumped forward. He didn't make it. One kid, Ethan Park, never woke up. They said he hit his head when the bus jerked. A few others were passed out cold. The official report said the driver lost focus for a moment, drifted into the other lane. The truck swerved, but not enough. That should have been the end of it, just a bad accident. But when we came back to school, no one would talk about what happened on that bus. Not the story, not even a hint of it. At first, I thought it was some kind of joke, but it wasn't. I asked Marcus again a few days later, "Just tell me what it was about." He shook his head immediately. "No." "Why?" "Because I don't want to think about it." That didn't make sense. It was just a story. So I pushed. "Just summarize it. You don't have to say it exactly." He opened his mouth. And then stopped, mid-word. His face went pale. His hand went straight to his throat, like he couldn't breathe. He shook his head hard. "I can't," he said. Not won't. Can't. That's when it stopped feeling like a secret and started feeling like something else. Something you weren't allowed to say. Or maybe something that wouldn't let you. Over the next few years, things started happening. Not all at once, not obvious at first, just small things. One kid moved away suddenly. Another got really sick in 8th grade, never came back. Then in high school, one of the kids from that bus died in a car accident. And I remember hearing someone say quietly, "That's what he said would happen." I didn't understand it at the time, but I started noticing something. Every time something happened, someone from that bus would say the same thing. "That's what he said would happen." They never explained, never elaborated, just that. Years passed. People went their separate ways, but every so often, I'd hear about something. Someone getting sick, someone dying, and always, "That's what he said would happen." Then last year, I found something in my Google Calendar, a reminder I didn't remember setting. Marcus, 55. So I reached out. We met for coffee, and when I saw him, I barely recognized him. He looked exhausted, older than he should have. We talked for a bit. Then I finally asked, "After the bus, what happened to everyone?" He didn't answer right away. Then he said, "Things happened the way he said they would." My stomach dropped. "What do you mean?" He looked at me. "Not all at once," he said, "but one by one. And every time," he paused, "it matched." I didn't know what to say to that. Then I asked, "What about you?" He gave a small smile. "I guess I'm getting there." For a second, it looked like he was about to say something else. His mouth opened slightly, then stopped, like something caught him again. That was the last time I saw him. A few months later, he was gone. Looking back, I don't think the driver was telling a story. The way Marcus described it, it sounded like he was reading something. Like the words weren't his, like they were just coming to him. And by the time he got to the end, he already knew how it finished for him. But yesterday, I heard it again. I was at a bar, just background noise. Then I heard someone say, "He asked if we wanted to hear a story." I turned. A woman was sitting nearby, and after a second, I recognized her. Lena. She had been on that bus. I moved closer, trying to hear. She was telling people what happened after, listing names, more details this time. Ethan Park, still in a coma. Another kid, Devin, something happened at home a year later. Another, a freak accident in high school. And every time, that's what he said would happen. Then she said, There was one kid who didn't hear it. I froze. The driver mentioned him at the end. I couldn't move. And he said, she lowered her voice, he wouldn't hear the story that day. My chest tightened. He'd spend years trying to find out what it was. My hands started shaking. And when he finally did, she paused, then finished it. He would die 3 days later. Something slipped out of me. She looked up. Our eyes met. And I knew she recognized me. I stepped back, because now I understood. The story isn't something you repeat. It's something that finds you. And when it does, it already knows how it ends. And now, I've heard mine. 3 days. So now I'm waiting. And tonight is day 1.